Hi, I'm Johnny Cage. We're going to have a talk today about what predictive programming is and how it's time to take you guys out of your spells. Hollywood put a spell over you. This cult, this cabal, these evil people, they seek your destruction, your children's destruction, the separation of your home, your neighbors. They seek to divide you in any way possible. But this is what we call predictive programming, and we're going to start a week-long class, and I'm just going to go over a bunch of good material that I think you guys should start studying.
1949, Porky Pig and Charlie Dog cartoon.
Look! What's that? Look! It's the towers! They're falling! Ah!
1963, Wonder Woman comic book cover. 1970, 30 Seconds Over New York, book by Robert Bacard. 1973, Godzilla vs. Megalon, movie poster. 1973, Superman comic. 1975, Cracked magazine cover. 1976, 9/11, a book by Thomas Chastain. 1976, Sesame Street magazine cover.
Year I was born.
1976, Spidey Super Stories comic book cover. 1978, Super Friends TV show, the episode entitled Monolith of Evil. 1978, Dr. John, City Lights album cover. 1979, Meteor movie poster. 1979, Supertramp, Breakfast in America album cover. 1979, Saga, Images at Twilight album cover. 1979, Pakistan International Airlines ad. 1983, Def Leppard, Pyromania album cover. 1983, a book by Jose Borja. 1985, G.I. Joe, episode 46.
You just stand right there, Sonny.
My shit.
Straight ahead and hold still while we scan you.
Hey! Transaction approved. Subject's retinal scan matches no known dissident, subversive, or enemy of state on file. Have a nice day.
Hey, come back here! This money ain't no good!
It's US dollars. Oh man, people, this is what they're working on right now. Destroying the dollar. They want the money to go onto chip on your hand. First it'll be your phone, then your hand.
US dollars! Absolutely worthless!
1986, Daredevil comic book cover. 1986, Real Ghostbusters, Season 1, Episode 12.
'You'll start to see it pretty soon. There's coincidences and then there's stuff.
1986, Dream Machine.
There's computers where the resolution is so high that you can never tell that it was ever touched by anything, which raises the whole question of photography as evidence of anything. I don't even think people are aware of how much computer graphics is used today. There's just a whole question now of what is real.
1986.
Create a new reality by adding an erupting volcano to the San Francisco skyline. Or remove the World Trade Center from the New York City skyline.
There you go.
1987, The Squeeze movie cover. 1987, cover of Fortune International magazine. 1988, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Season 2, Episode 7.
Well, bad news, Master Splinter. Shredder is up to something, but he ran off before we could discover what.
All we know is it had something to do with the Twin Towers.
Sooner or later, he will reveal his plan.
Like, what do you suppose Shredder's up to this time? Michelangelo, you heard April's message. He's been spotted on the roof of the World Trade Center.
It's for sure he's not there for the view.
Hey! Hang on! We're gonna crash!
1988, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
I learned on that.
1989, WWF.
Now pay attention.
Twin Towers, take it, Major. It's with me at this time, the Slickster, a key in the African dream and a big boss man. Gentlemen, is this the match you wanted all along, or are you going to continue your terrorist attacks on the mega powers?
Terrorist attacks. Looks like we got a Muslim right here. Muslim. There's a black man. That's what we call a gatekeeper. And we got over here a cop. Oh man. Interesting, right? Remember, this was
The defenseless Elizabeth, what do you want?
1989.
All right, thank you, Vince McMahon. Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, the lovely Elizabeth. Three people working as one with one goal in mind: to defeat, or should I say demolish, the Twin Towers. Hulk Hogan, you talked about the Triangle of Love. Jesse Ventura says there's a problem. Explain.
Well, you know, Mean Gene, you get right to the heart of the matter with that question, brother. It's the love, man, that's gonna supercharge the mega powers and tear down the Twin Towers.
This man, what were your thoughts then?
Oh, yeah, Mean Gene, I can still feel the pain when that cold steel bit into Miss Elizabeth's wrist right there. And when her muscles were torn, my muscles were torn. When her bone was bruised right there, I felt the pain. Hulk Hogan felt the pain, and I can still feel the pain right now. And Hulk Hogan, that pain won't stop until the Twin Towers come crumbling down. Oh, yeah, right now tonight on prime time, yeah.
1989.
You hear that? How much more obvious does it get than that, right? Oh man, people. I hope I'm pulling you out of your slumber. Pay attention.
Jason Takes Manhattan movie poster. 1991, Terminator 2.
Caution, 9/11. Smashes right into it, too. He looks back, they show it again. Then, shows it two.
1991, Spider-Man comic. 1991, TetraStar video game. 1992, King of Monsters video game.
I always wondered how in all them games, the buildings were always giving you points when you're fighting the aliens. You know, the aliens are supposed to be the bad guys invading Earth, but yet you're getting paid to shoot the aliens and the buildings. Didn't you always wonder that? I did. A bunch of games were like that. I think now you know why.
1992, Rugrats, Season 2, Episode 14.
Yes, hair, Cynthia doll.
Of course you do. And if you're a good little girl,
A Teenage Nuclear Fusion Squad video game.
Well...
A Rocco Mr. X exploding Smash-Up doll. A Beverly Hills Cynthia lunchbox. A pony. And a 9/11 emergency surgical kit with working stethoscope.
1993, X-Men, Season 1, Episode 12.
They want action. They want protection. They want revenge. Mutant control laws passed, calling for an army of sentinels. They march over the nation, seeking out mutants, hunting them down like animals.
Surrender, mutant.
Some fight back. But not for long. The Sentinels herd the surviving mutants into detention camps. The camps.
Alright, I can't go anymore. I gotta explain this real quick. So, to the elites, to the New World Order elites, us Christians will be the mutants, and the X-Men, the mutants. Us Christians will be considered the mutants that are being hunted, rounded up, and put in camps, diffidents to the states. You see, you gotta pay attention to the hidden language that these movies are actually really saying. They're telling you back then, the money, getting rounded up in camps, that's beyond the wall, beyond the walls of the mega city, in the lawless land. You see, they'll wall themselves off in their mega cities, and the rest of America will be a wasteland, so we can't unite again and become that one American body. See, they know what they're doing. See, they'll send drones out later on, hunt everybody. Kind of what they're saying if you pay attention to the hidden language.
Your final stop. You never leave. Never. But those who control the Sentinels don't stop with mutants. Eventually they bring their new world order to all humans.
1993, Super Mario Bros. The movie. 1994, Iron Man cartoon, Season 1, Episode 5.
Unidentified warplane sighted heading for New York City.
Our detection system shows nothing. Mayday! Mayday! New York is under attack! Intercept and destroy!
A force field is shielding the warplane. It's getting through.
It's time. We will now strike at the heart.
Alright, this part I want you to pay real close attention to. First off, you got the checkered floor, okay? The black and white, that's the duality. We'll learn more about that later. But watch what they're getting ready to show you.
American defense and destroy the Pentagon with one swift and deadly blow.
19.
You see that? Pentagon. The Pentagon, folks. Uh-huh. We got
At the heart of American defense and destroy the Pentagon.
destroy the Pentagon. You guys getting it now? This is called predictive programming. They all knew about this a long time ago, and the group is pretty big. The Illuminati, the Masons, the One World Order, they're all part of the same pyramid. We'll get to that, but there you go, Pentagon. How much more do you need to see? But we're gonna go on. Predictive programming.
One swift and deadly blow.
1994, Aero Fighter 2 video game.
There's the buildings again. Getting money to destroy the buildings. World Trade Centers. Getting money. That's what the elites
1994, Fantastic Four,
Just like
Season
this
1,
event.
Episode 4.
did. The only one getting rich are the elites that planned it because they knew it was coming. Just like they got rich for 9/11, they're getting rich.
1994, Viceland magazine article.
Right now. Beavis and Butthead. Haha. Hey Beavis. Bin Laden did it.
1994, Friends intro debut.
The end with the buildings. Yeah, you starting to see?
1994, Deathstroke, the Terminator comic book cover.
Twin Towers. Smoking.
1995, The Tick, Season 1, Episode 12.
We are under attack! Things so monstrous! Terror unleashed from the sacred cotton candy place of our dreams! If anyone is out there listening, get out of town before it gets to you! And I'm out of here!
1995, Hackers.
Beat that.
Crash and burn.
1995, Philips Home Cinema commercial.
Pictures so real you won't believe your eyes. Dolby ProLogic surround sound so exciting your eyes won't believe your ears. The ultimate home cinema televisions from Philips, including 100 Hz flicker-free pictures and widescreens. Philips, let's make things better.
1995, Illuminati card game.
Twin Towers and the Pentagon again. Both of them once again. Even looks similar.
1996, The Long Kiss Goodnight.
1993. World Trade Center bombing, remember? During the trial, one of the bombers claimed the CIA had advanced knowledge. The diplomat who issued the terrorist visa was CIA. It's not unthinkable they paved the way for the bombing, purely to justify a budget increase.
You're telling me that you're gonna fake some terrorist thing just to get some money out of Congress?
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Hennessy, I have no idea how to fake killing 4,000 people. So we're just gonna have to do it for real. Oh, blame it on the Muslims, naturally. Then I get my funding. Good night, old girl.
1996. This is a steal from Independence Day, but they show this briefly in the movie.
9/11.
1997, Men in Black cartoon. Season 1, Episode 6.
Slim, remember those Twin Towers?
Yeah, what about them?
I don't think they're gonna be so tall anymore.
Oh, no.
1997, The Simpsons. Season 9, Episode 1.
Oh, I'd love to see New York. We could all go with the bus company's special Super Sitter fare. $9? This one's on me. Great!
And real quick, here's a clip from Season 21, Episode 20, which is a continuation after 9/11.
Is this what the framers of the Constitution would want? How many personal freedoms are we willing to give up in the name of security?
That blonde girl thinks she's smart, like us dark-haired.
1997, Extreme Ghostbusters. Season 1, Episode 38.
I'm afraid it simply retreated in order to regenerate and regroup, waiting for another attack.
Manhattan. Guys, I think it's time for some serious firepower.
1997, German Mario Bros. Comic. 1997, Emergency Response to Terrorism Self-Study.
Bullseye.
1997, St. John's Cathedral. It has a Freemasonic sculpting depicting a disaster in New York. 1998, Armageddon.
Well, you know why? Because this is New York City. Anything could have happened. Listen to that. This could have been terrorist bomb, could have been a dead body, somebody shot, stabbed. But it's probably payday too. Somebody probably jumped to get their paycheck.
1998, The Parent Trap.
How weird is that? Extremely.
1998, a steal from the movie Godzilla.
It's in so many movies on the clocks, if you look at the clock.
1998, Pirelli Tires ad. 1999, Batman Beyond. Season 2, Episode 12.
Vibration, it's gonna knock down the towers.
Batman. Got a lot of stuff in Batman.
The towers are falling. Get away from there.
No use pleading. You're dead.
$1999, 7 days.
Defensive missiles will stay close to the buildings, so try to stay with them.
What's going on?
Attaboy, Red.
Throw me in, would ya?
Stand by, Nancy. That's it. That's it. Hang tight. That's it? I'm so good at this.
And graphics suck.
The best games show body parts blow up and stuff.
And you gotta know what you want. You know, you gotta have fireworks, buzzers, something, not just game over.
I'll see what I can do. Red, let's get this equipment loaded and take our show on the road. Cool.
Early reports indicate more than 50 people killed, including many high-ranking officers, and several hundred injured. How the missile got through air defenses surrounding the Pentagon is still the subject of much debate.
1999, Fight Club.
Good old Fight Club, too. Goes on and on. It's about every movie. Just gotta know what to look for.
$1999, The Matrix.
His driver's license, he was born on 9/11. It's his birthday, 9/11, Neil's birthday. Imagine that, right?
$2000, Rugrats in Paris. 2000, The Patriot.
9 pounds, 11 ounces, that's perfect.
More like The Patriot Act.
That's right.
2001, New York Magazine. Interestingly enough, it says, "Is there life beyond the boom?" And it also has the one eye symbolism. 2001, March, The Lone Gunman.
You're saying our government plans to commit a terrorist act against a domestic airline?
There you go. Indicting the entire government as usual. It's a faction. A small faction.
For what possible gain?
The Cold War's over, John. But with no clear enemy to stockpile against, the arms market's flat. But bring down a fully loaded 727 into the middle of New York City, and you'll find a dozen tin-pot dictators all over the world just clamoring to take responsibility and begging to be smart-bombed.
I can't believe it. This is about increasing arms sales. When?
Tonight?
Manual override.
In 2001, June, just months before the events took place, The Coupe Party Music album cover.
The Coupe. D'Etat.
There you have it. That was more than 60 instances of 9/11 predictive programming. Simply too many.
Man, you guys, are you starting to see a little bit? That's called predictive programming, and it's very real. Very real. Now, I want to show you something else. This is a little deeper. Pay attention to this. Alright, pay attention.
Hello, initiates, and welcome to Module 1 of the AMEICA video training course. I would like to officially welcome you as a member of the team. You've joined our organization at perhaps the most exciting point in our long history. Our founders shared a passionate dream to transform this country and eventually the whole world to one cohesive organization. When AMEICA finishes gaining centralized control over the resources of the planet, and we will, we can then organize, distribute, and govern for the benefit of all. After competition and dissent are eliminated, we will build a utopia for the people of the world to share based on need and rejoice together in a harmonious new world. This presentation is designed to enlighten you about our organization's goals and achievements. As your guide, I will help to answer some basic questions you might have about AMEICA and familiarize you with the valuable role you will play in helping us reach our prime objective. So please, take a tour with me as we march together towards an exciting new world.
Sorry guys, that shit's annoying. Let me fast forward it.
All people are aware of class. To them, society is made up of the rich, the middle, and the poor.
The one thing that all three classes don't understand is that the pyramid continues upward. There is a detached hidden capstone made up of an elite board of directors who own and manage AMEICA. The three classes below, in essence, become the assets and resources of AMEICA. AMEICA is divided into various administrative branches, but each branch has the same 5 levels in their hierarchy. You will begin at the bottom, in the initiate category. As such, your role will be to make sure that your orders are carried out through the sub-corporations and institutions controlled by AMEICA.
You will be placed in plain sight, at the head of a company or institution in the public sector, to carry out the plans delivered from above. Remember, your role is very important. You will be the face of AMEICA to the outside world. You are our connection to the masses below. Never speak publicly about your orders or your masters. Now let's look at AMEICA's 6 administrative branches and their functions. You will be placed in a top position of power among one of the following sectors. In this way, as you are monitored and guided from above, you will decide strategy and introduce programs that further our goals. But that is the secret to AMEICA's success. Control the head, and you control the body. This is potentially AMEICA's most effective instrument for global control. Through international banking, we manipulate the fate of all countries. We've introduced many institutions, such as the IMF and WTO, that work in our favor to impoverish disobedient nations. Always remember, debt is a powerful weapon against countries that don't share AMEICA's vision.
Perhaps our greatest achievement in banking is the Federal Reserve System. It is a collection of international banks owned by AlumaCorp members and financiers. It was created to form a centralized banking system through the Federal Reserve Act of 1913, an act that was indeed penned by some of our most esteemed members. Many of you might still assume that the government itself prints and issues the currency. That is not the case. When America needs money, they go to our boys and ask for it. The money is printed, but it is only representative of a loan. Interest accrues on that dollar until it is paid back to the Fed. In fact, the federal taxes paid by the American population go almost entirely to paying off this debt. So you see, AlumaCorp derives a healthy amount of its operation funding directly from the debt of the public. Needless to say, this is one of our most crucial sources of funding and one of our proudest achievements here at AlumaCorp. Through mergers and acquisitions, we have slowly and silently bought up the majority of U.S. industry. AlumaCorp and its members own most of the oil, transport, banking, media, food and communications industries in America and abroad. Through fewer and fewer conglomerates, we are able to effect with great precision the machinations of labor and government. Ultimately, corporations will replace government as a centralized international body that can meet the needs of the public worldwide without the chaos created by national self-interest. When AlumaCorp goes public, corporatism will be the foundation for world government. Conglomerates will merge into one cohesive corporation that is responsible only to AlumaCorp and the needs of its global employment force. AlumaCorp's control of the American military is another impressive tool in our possession. We have nurtured these institutions lavishly to serve as the prototype for our global police force. When ready, our technology and manpower will dominate those who oppose the coming new world order. By utilizing American patriotism, we have fostered in the American soldier the philosophy of peace through superior force. When the time is right, we will migrate that mentality towards the belief in a global government who must protect all people through superior force. We have used the American military-industrial complex to build the arsenal necessary to instigate the final cleansing outlined in AlumaCorp's Great Plan. Our primary target will be Islamic nations who will never submit to our Western-centric domination. They also hold much of the remaining oil reserve of the planet. AlumaCorp must own that precious resource, as it is crucial in maintaining our domination over the countries of the world. Through AlumaCorp's enormous federal funding of the military, we can develop new forms of warfare and population reduction. The public can't imagine what we were in the process of developing. Soon, even the weather will be a weapon under our control. We will be able to create droughts, floods, hurricanes, and even tsunamis with no fingerprints attached.
They've been doing it for a while. They used our military to get their agenda.
The political system of America has been under direct control of AlumaCorp for some time. It was actually a relatively easy acquisition, and has been even easier to manage. Politicians know of our unspoken agreement, and will do anything to stay in power.
That's why we need a third party.
A two-party system benefits AlumaCorp, in that it reduces all issues to a black and white debate. Through media, we can play side against side, using each where necessary to support our goals. Due to a diminishing faith in the system among the public, AlumaCorp has designed a rogue candidate program to provide a voice for the dispossessed.
Hillary, Biden.
This disperses the impetus for dissent among those who do not feel represented by our candidates and builds a database of potential dissidents.
Bush, Clinton. They're puppets. They're puppets.
At the turn of the last century, AlumaCorp took a serious interest in public education. Our Supreme Council realized that by creating a private organization
I think you guys can see that
to dictate
now,
curriculum
right?
on a federal level,
All the people getting
children
arrested
will be
up in
conditioned
Portland
to
are
obedience
mostly
on that
teachers.
scale.
Yeah. That's why our
In the
kids
interest
can't
of
read
promoting
cursive.
AlumaCorp principles
You know,
in the
our
classroom,
founders.
Hundreds of millions of dollars were invested to create the General Education Board in 1902. The result of doing this is evident today. The doctrines of public education have transformed recent generations into a weaker, more docile mass. Through meticulously planned curriculum, we have control over the process by which the average child learns. Thus, we can mold them into obedient workers who are conditioned to accept the implementation of the Great Plan. In addition, AlumaCorp has set up many associations, including the American Historical Association, that determine and uphold the official view of history. Knowledge is power, so we must at all costs be the authors of the truth. By writing history to suit our interests, dissenting voices cannot gain ground, and we can vastly influence culture to achieve our prime objective.
Rewriting our history. The fifth, media.
AlumaCorp uses the media to shape the public's opinion about current events and condition desired attitudes about our future agenda. Through news, entertainment, and advertising, we can program a variety of emotions and responses into the collective unconscious.
In the past, we were limited entirely to print media, but now we have multiple mediums to utilize in programming and conditioning the masses. With cable news, we have directed the public to a more entertainment-based consumption of world events, infotainment. This medium is far more effective at subliminal reinforcement of desired attitudes towards our objectives. For instance, we are currently instilling a sense of duty towards environmental issues. With our growing control of the weather through HARP and chemtrails, we will scare the public into accepting our global protection agendas. We will then phase into the great cleansing which must occur to return the global population to a manageable size. We reinforce the desired norm through advertising, creating a model for people to live up to that is virtually impossible. The result is an incomplete, desperate individual seeking acceptance. Through reality television game shows, we repeat the pattern of individual survival versus group survival. This breaks down the idea of community and breeds individuals who seek only their self-interest. With a public that is constantly suspicious and scheming, we maintain the status quo of a divided population that never thinks to look up.
That's what all the division is, my friends. All this division. They're doing it on purpose. The world came in our back doors to divide us.
Religion has served its purpose incredibly well. It is the oldest and perhaps the broadest form of social control utilized by AlumaCorp. With religion, there is a written code of conduct that must be followed. The authors of the Holy Scriptures knew quite well how to lace that code with commands to maintain their dominance over the population. This system has survived through millennia to hold the flock together and bring us to today.
Admittedly, religion is losing its power for control. However, the fanaticism that has arisen due to this decline is particularly helpful.
That's why they're using satanic now.
Our invisible influence in the church has helped bring the Christian fundamentalists out of the background. We control their opinions on current issues through policies designed and written right here at AlumaCorp headquarters. They are sent to our ministers, who then preach the Word of God and their interpretations of the Bible to their followers. Their blind faith is used to transform them into willing soldiers to defend our cause during the catastrophes ahead. As the final phase is enacted, we will propagate end-time prophecy to convince them of their convictions.
The rise of Islamic fundamentalism works to AlumaCorp's advantage as a threat that will demand violent action. In the coming years, planned terrorist attacks will warrant a full-scale retaliation and initiate the final phase of the Great Plan.
Final phase.
Christians will support our actions, since they will believe them to be proof of the end times prophesied by AlumaCorp's religious leaders.
Okay, I back up. What he was just talking about, you know that army that's walking around wearing all black? You know those guys? That's what he's talking about. That's your agents of chaos. That's your division agents out there, ready to cause chaos and push religion at the same time. Yeah, pay close attention.
Now that you have a basic understanding of how we work over here at AMEICA, I would like to introduce you to one of our latest projects, the Control Grid.
Getting ready to go
Since
down,
ancient
my
times,
friends.
it has been the desire of the Illuminati to wield control of the masses below, both to protect us from them and them from themselves. The tools through the ages have been effective, but always blunt and inaccurate. But now, with the release of new technology to the masses, we have the real ability to implement a control grid with finance, industry, government, and military under our strict control. We can safely ship the population into a new world, monitored and controlled by AMEICA.
Technology such as the internet, GPS, and RFID chips are pillars of the invisible prison we are erecting around the people. Within the decade, we will have real ID cards that contain criminal records and pertinent information, all linked to federal databases. Cell phones will tell us where each individual is, linked to the same database.
Cell phones.
Through intelligence agencies and Homeland Security, we will monitor individuals who oppose the Great Plan and remove them from the grid. Quickly, the population will learn that they have a choice: support the system and benefit from its luxuries, or reject it and lose access to the grid.
See ya.
Well, that was quite an overview. I hope it gave you an understanding of our process and basic overall structure here at AMEICA. Don't worry if you can't remember specific details at the moment. Once assigned to your administrative branch, you will be shown the second AMEICA training module. Your initiate supervisor will brief you on your specific duties at that point.
Also, please review your copy of the Great Plan and the attached code word and symbols booklet. You will need to know the...
Okay, so they do have lots of code words. They have lots of secret symbols. And this was kind of supposed to be like a little bit of a ha-ha, he-he. But yet, I want you all to see it because there's a lot of proof in it. What I mean by proof is they put it out there for a reason. Just like what we watched from ODD, showing you the predictive programming of 9/11. Yeah. Listen, folks. If somebody is not carrying this Constitution and that American flag that we love so much, and they ain't screaming God, country, and family, Americans, if they're not waving our American flag, I would never get behind them. Never. And you heard what he said about the Republicans and Democrats? That's the two-party system. That's set up for division. That's set up for a civil war, okay? Our founders did not intend for it to be a two-party system. No. That's what they have set up. Our founders wanted us to have more than two parties. That's why I'm for a third party, the Constitutional Republic. Alright? Folks, we're in deep shit. If you don't start backing up Trump, you don't get behind the one man who's standing up for you right now in this country, for our great nation. Trump's standing for us. He's standing because he has assets. He's got children, and he knows his grandchildren are going to need a future. In the mega cities they have awaiting us, that's no future. And you heard this guy. He even said it. Outside the walls of the megacities will be the lawless land. This is where they'll keep us divided, and murder's okay, and, you know, purge is okay, and free for all. But no. After they get their agendas and their walled up cities, that's only population control. We're doing it for them. They'll just send drones out and finish everybody off. So this has been Johnny Cage. And this is the real Mortal Kombat. There's more to come. Eyes open. Be ready, folks. America is under attack. Carry your Constitution. Carry it with you. That's your documented permit to have a firearm in this country. And defend yourself and your family from your enemy. The enemy is now at our doors. Johnny Cage in the real Mortal Kombat.